Just killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since Luvac left. You don't want to change from the 4-3. Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, people? We are back again on the Jerry James show for another preview, this time pre-recorded. As I told you, very, very hectic at the moment in terms of work, just doing loads of stuff. People know I coach, play football, all of that type of stuff. So it's proper hectic, but I need to make sure I get that content out to you. So I found some spare time to go and dish this preview out. And listen, this preview is a big, big, big game, man. It's a weird one. It's a big game for sentimental reasons more than anything, but I'm going to be quite controversial. I'm going to call this game, or this derby, should I say, the most one-sided derby in the Premier League at the moment. If not in, I'd say in the Premier League at the moment. To be fair, maybe in English football. Maybe in English football. I'm not going to lie to you people. Looking at the stats, trying to get a buzz for the game, I don't really have one, and I'm really sorry, I don't. I know away at Goodison is always a bit more. To be fair, I prefer the derbies away at Goodison. I think at Anfield, we're just so much superior and so way more superior in comparison to Everton, and it doesn't have the same appeal as it once did. I remember back in the day, and maybe let me know in the comments as well, people. I remember, the derby being an intriguing game. David Moyes, Fellaini, Cahill, further down the line, Mirallas, Lukaku. It was a game that always was going to cause problems, but in recent times, Liverpool have skyrocketed in terms of their ability, and Everton have plummeted. They've spent more money than ever before, yet they're in the worst position than they've ever been in the Premier League. They're battling relegation twice on the bounce now. It looks like it's going to be third time a charm, and we're going to get into it. But as I always say, people, make sure we are smashing the like. Anytime you see me in front of the screen, make sure you're hitting the like. Before I even get into the preview, just like. Just pause the video. I'm going to give you time to pause. All right, cool. You've paused now. So cool. You've liked the video. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you're subscribing. Very, very easy. You click that button. Just click that button. We're en route to 200 million subscribers. If you don't like the content, just carry on watching. And then when you do like the content, and I think you will. I think we're very, very genuine on this channel. A lot of content coming as well. I know there's been like I said, there's so many things we've got in the back pocket that we're waiting to drop, just waiting for the right time. Myself, G, and Ram as well, along with all the other contributors to the channel as well. So amazing. Thank you so much for obviously helping us get to that next level. But going back to the preview, people, this is a game for me. As I said, I'm not too that hyped up for it. Look, if I was going to the game, I'd probably be way more hyped for it. I've never been to a derby myself, so I don't get the passion. But I actually want to ask you guys a question, and I'd like this in the comments. Why is the Liverpool-Everton derby, why does it mean something to you now? I know what it meant before, but what does it mean to you now? And do you still feel the same way about it? Because for me, this is just another game. I don't look at them as a threat. There's the whole kind of palaver you can bring with it and talk about, look, Pickford broke Virgil's leg. We need to get one back, and we need to kind of, show our dominance. And form goes out of the window and all those cliches. I don't think it goes out the window in this one. I think we're worlds apart right now. I think Everton have they're in the right mess at the moment. But look, we're going to get into it, man. And look, these are just some stats, but I was able to go and pull up regarding the result. And I always do this with a preview, so you guys will obviously be accustomed to it. Looking at it now, look, Liverpool have lost just one of their last 25 Premier League meetings with Everton. 11 wins, 13 draws, with that being a 2-0 home defeat in February 2021. That was the COVID season, as you remember. Having won 5 of their last 11 Premier League games against Liverpool, drawn 4 and lost 2. Everton have now just won 5 of their last 51 against them in the competition. That's in the Premier League. This is really bad. Drawing 21 and losing 25. Look, drop points from a Liverpool perspective would be crazy, in my opinion, considering the form we've been on. And look, I know we've lost and dropped points in the last couple of games, Brighton and Spurs. But let's just keep it a buck. Liverpool have been fantastic this season. We were hard done by in a lot of those games. Brighton game, we kind of fell off. The Spurs game, let's just put that behind us. That was an absolute mare. But looking at it again, look, Liverpool against Everton is the most drawn game in English Football League history, with 69 of the previous 208 meetings finishing level. 81 Liverpool wins to 58 wins for Everton. Liverpool have kept 26 Premier League clean sheets against Everton, more than they have against any other opponent. It's also the highest number of games the Toffees have failed to score against an opponent. So, look, reading the stats, and this is why I'm saying I don't really get up for it. Liverpool's main threat this season is going forward. Defensively, we've been so susceptible. Maybe this is the year Everton score against Liverpool, and do you know what I mean? I don't know. But when we look at it historically, we keep clean sheets against Everton. They don't really cause us any real problems, especially at Anfield, people. Especially at Anfield. I'm looking at this now, and look, Everton versus Liverpool is the Premier League fixture to see the most red cards, 22, and the most goalless draws, 12. While Liverpool's 90th minute winning goals in this fixture is the most one team has scored against another in the competition. So, like I said, all the stats are favouring Liverpool, and this is why 12:30 kickoff is a good warm-up. I'm hyped about it, not too sure. If I was going to, I'd love to go to Goodison. I think that's my actually dream, to go to Goodison and watch the derby. That would be amazing. I think the atmosphere would be great. From the underdog's perspective, Liverpool need to just get the job done. This is the most one-sided derby, do you know what I mean, in Premier League history, in my opinion. It's easy. Liverpool have scored in each of their last 18 Premier League games, with only Brighton 24 and Spurs 20 currently on a longer such run. However, the Reds have also kept just one clean sheet in their last 10 league games, with only Luton and Sheffield United conceding the first goal of the game more often than Liverpool in the Premier League this season. As I said, that is a massive talking point. Liverpool, from a defensive standpoint, although I've just mentioned going forward, we're amazing. The likes of Nunes, Gakpo, Jota, Salah, Diaz, all being able to contribute. Szoboszlai contributing as well with goals. Defensively, we've been terrible, man. And I know Virgil van Dijk's having a decent season individually as players. We could look at some players and be like, look, they're having a really good season. They're doing decent. Defensively, as a whole, we've been really bad. We're conceding a lot of goals, and that's proving it. Sheffield United and Luton Town are bottom of the table. They're rock bottom. They're down in the dumps. They're odds on to be relegated, and we're in the midst of that from a defensive standpoint. And for me, that's got to change. That's got to change if we're going to build on anything that we've done this season. We can't allow the facts, the likes of Brighton to get back into games and the likes of Tottenham to get back into games. And I know how that game went. But imagine this happens for a longer run now. Imagine we go through that hard period and we can't score goals. We need to be able to keep the ball out the back of the net. That's my biggest worry. And in this fixture as well, look, we've got a really good record when it comes to clean sheets, and I hope we do. Hope we can start with this game and build on for the season. I want to use this game as a stepping stone. Everton have won 2 of the last 3 Premier League games, lost 1, as many as they had in their previous 16. The Toffees are looking to win consecutive away league games for the first time since May 2021 under Carlo Ancelotti. As we said, that COVID season, we haven't seen that same Everton since then. I think the likes of James Rodriguez coming into the team. I think there was Alan as well from Napoli at the time. They had a really good team. And for a season or so, they've done really well. But all started to peter off. James Rodriguez not really performing. Carlo Ancelotti obviously leaving and being asked to go and manage Real Madrid. And since then, Everton have been in the dumps. So listen, look, Everton, they've been poor. I mean, they're going on a run. Like, for them, this is a run. And then obviously they'll be confident in terms of like, look, we're building something. We can maybe try and nick a result. But they're a bad side. I don't want to be disingenuous, but they're really bad. Looking at one of our key players, and it's really good to see Mo Salah, a massive stat from a Liverpool perspective. He's been involved in 27 goals in his last 23 games. That's obviously goals and assists. 16 goals and 11 assists, only failing to score or assist a goal in 4 different matches in that run. He scored or assisted in each of his last 12 league games at Anfield, 12 goals and 3 assists. Listen, I've spoken about Salah on different streams. For me, he's taken his game to another level. He looks way more mature. He's been asked to go and do a different role, and he's actually passing with flying colours at the moment. So for me, he's been fantastic. And look, when you've got Salah, how can Everton stop Salah? How can Everton stop Salah? That, like, This guy is the truth, and I want to big up Salah for obviously his ability to stand up for what he believes in as well. I'm not really going to go and talk too much about it on this platform, may get demonetized and so. But listen, props to you, Salah, man. You're really listen. If you were to go this, we're going to miss you, man. We're going to miss you. And I never thought I'd go and say it the way I am, but bravo to you, man. Bravo to you. A player, obviously, looking at these stats, we know obviously they're really bad. We might as well just get into it straight away and just have a look at where Everton are in the table. Before having a look at this, before I went, obviously done this record for you guys, I didn't even know where Everton were, and that's how irrelevant they've become. And as you can see, people, Liverpool are there just behind Man City, 4th in the Premier League. In their last 5 games, winning 3, losing 1, and drawing 1. That was the draw against Brighton. So yeah, decent stats, albeit very similar run to Brighton as it seems. And although we've got 1 more point, yeah, it's interesting. Similar. Yeah, we've got 1 more point than them. So yeah, obviously it's our last 5 games we played. Obviously this is going to be our 9th game. So it's similar stats. Going down though, Everton are down in 16th. As we've seen, they've won 2 of their last 5 games. They've won 2 and drawn 1 in their last 5 games, losing 2. So they're getting up there. Look, they're hovering above Luton Town. And listen, Everton, I think, are doing not doing really well, but they're benefiting from the likes of Luton Town, Burnley, Bournemouth, and Sheffield United. Sheffield United as well, terrible team, as you can see. 4 losses, 1 draw in their last 5. Really poor team. And I'm looking at this Everton side again, and look, if we look at how many goals they've scored, really poor. They've scored 9 goals, conceded 12, a goal difference of -3. 7 points. This is a team that I don't look at, and I don't see any threat with them. I don't at all. The one person I can see some threat from, and I'm going to try and be as objective as possible, is Jack Harrison potentially, man. Jack Harrison, former Leeds player, obviously come from Everton, made his first appearance for Everton in his last game and got a goal and an assist. So proved that he's got something about him. That's obviously someone that we need to look out for. If I get the actual stat, let me get it for you. Jack Harrison scored and assisted a goal on his first Premier League start for Everton against Bournemouth last time out. His first ever Premier League goal came against Liverpool at Anfield in September 2020, while he also played for Leeds in their 2-1 win at the Reds in October last season, the last time Liverpool lost at home in the league. So Jack Harrison is a player that does decent, and he's got a decent record against Liverpool. For someone like a Jack Harrison, not known for scoring tons of goals, to score a couple of goals against Liverpool and being on the winning side, of that fixture, means that he's got something about him, and he probably, I don't know, maybe he gets in behind, maybe he's a good runner. It'll be interesting to go and see, but I'm looking at this Everton team and they haven't really got any threat. Their top goal scorer right now is obviously Doucouré in midfield. I was actually a massive fan when he was at Watford. I'd actually wanted him at Liverpool at one point. I do really like him. Obviously, Mali international now. He was a French international before. Cheap Doucouré with 3 goals. Look, I'm looking at it. Calvert-Lewin, the fall off from Calvert-Lewin's been crazy. But Calvert-Lewin, look, 3 goals as well. I know he's injured, I believe. It's not looking great. Beto still hasn't get off the mark, I believe. So, and Beto's obviously their big striker, their money signing in the summer. So it's going to be interesting to see how Everton pan out. I think they'll be down thereabouts in the bottom half of the table again. And for me, this is an easy win for Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool, do you know what I mean, are in any, if Liverpool drop points in this game, I think there's going to have to be some talks, 100%, because there's no way Liverpool should be dropping points against this team if we're serious about anything that we're doing this season. And that's the way I'd kind of look at it. I'm looking at this team, and for me, Liverpool are good enough to go and destroy this team. And as we said, it's the most one-sided derby. Do you know what I mean? It's like come on, we look at the North London derby, it's got something about it. This derby, it's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy, man. But lo and behold, people, what we're going to do now, we're going to get into the lineup builder, and I'm going to go and pick the 11 I think Liverpool are going to go with and Klopp's going to go with. Please let me know in the comments what you think about the lineup that I'm going to put in. I'm going to remind you guys again. But whilst I'm doing it, let me know, chop me up, be like, you know what, I think this player should be in here instead. And listen, I'll be joining in the fun as well. I'll be in the comments and I'll be making sure I'm engaging with you guys as always as well. Guys, please make sure we are smashing the like. Thank you. Let's share this tab and we're going to do it right now. Make sure it's there. There we go. Amazing. So you guys should be able to see this. If you can't, if you're listening to this for whatever reason, don't worry. You're going to hear my beautiful voice on obviously through your speakers, through your earphones, and I'll be breaking it down to you. So look, it's a 12:30 kickoff. We know the whole kind of palaver and the issues surrounding 12:30 kickoffs in Liverpool right now. The team that's played the most 12:30 kickoffs in the last year or so. Going to play a couple more this season. I do understand the perspective. Look, I don't think the timing is too much of an issue. I think it's an issue when we have players playing abroad. However, that's the decision that they make. They decide to go and play for their national teams, and it's something that we have to deal with. It's like the AFCON situation. I mean, if we're losing players from AFCON and the African players, we can't really tell the players not to go away, but we can't really complain about having fixtures as a result of them being in the AFCON, unless we're to go and do it in the summer. But the AFCON's never going to get that kind of, I want to say that support, or it's never going to get that, do you know what I mean, that freedom, I guess, or that publicity to go and be played in the summer, where football's at a standstill or so. So it's going to be interesting, obviously, to go and see. For me, obviously, Alisson back from international duty. I'm going for Alisson Becker in goal. I think, look, best keeper in the world at the moment. He's been absolutely fantastic this season. He's always fantastic. He's very, very consistent, and I don't really know where I go from there. I mean, that's about it. For me, at right back, I think it's a very, very easy decision. I'm going with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, Trent obviously came back from his injury against Brighton. That's obviously he made his return after that hamstring injury. Was out on international duty. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not even sure if he played for international duty because I don't watch international football. If it's not the World Cup, I'm not an England fan, so I'm not going to engage in that. I'm happy. Saw the interview. I'm happy he was able to kind of express himself and hopefully get a run out in midfield. I know that's what he wants and that's what excites him. So I'm going to support the guy. Hope you had a good time out, bro. But we need the best Trent Alexander-Arnold right now. I'm going to go with Konate at the back. I think Konate, obviously back from injury, was away with France for the international duty, as I'm aware. I think obviously Matip played a couple games on the back end. I think that Tottenham game is going to affect him, and I'd go with Konate, man. I think Konate, he can potentially deal with like a Beto and more of a physical striker. And look, I mean, look, he's a young player. We need to go and just get in games. Look, I do like Matip. I just think Klopp goes with Konate. I don't really know why, to be fair, but I'm going to go with Konate. At the back, of course, it's going to be the skipper, and that is Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk on the left side. So the back end, that's obviously a no-brainer. And on the left, a lot of talk about this, man. A lot of talk. As we know, and as we probably, found out. If you haven't found out, you're going to find out now. Robertson is out for about 10 weeks or so, between 9 and 10 weeks with a dislocated shoulder, an injury that he sustained on international duty. Just terrible news from a Liverpool perspective because we've got games ramping up, of course, using the rotations, having Tsimikas and having him available to play in Europa League games ultimately gave Robertson that type of rest to be able to go and focus on the league, and that I think brought out a better performance from him. And I think he's been a very, very decent performer or so this season. I think there have been still some lapses, but I think overall it's been about a 7 out of 10 season for Robertson. I think he can get to a couple other levels. He can hit it up a couple notches, but decent player. This injury now, look, Tsimikas hasn't been great. I know it gave us the option, as I said, to go and rotate, but he hasn't been great in the game that he has rotated in. I mean, against Lask, really, really poor. Against USG, Union Saint-Gilloise, really, really poor there as well. And for me, I'm looking at it and we have no one else. And I mean, look, Tsimikas has signed a deal. He signed a deal, man. He signed a deal, an extension recently. I can't really say anything in regards to, look, him not being able to play. I mean, I don't know who we play there. I mean, do we play Kwanzaa and play a 3 at the back? And as a flat 3? Do you play Joe Gomez out there? I don't know. I think we have a left back. We've just got to play him now, and hopefully he plays well. I mean, Endo's an option there as well, but I think Tsimikas will be the guy. For me, I think what Klopp's going to go with, he's going to go with a man like Kevin McAllister. I think he trusts him a lot. He likes the player a lot. I don't think he's found his position yet, as he stated, but he likes having the player in the squad. As I said, very, very decent player. I personally would go with someone like Endo. Reason being is because I don't think he's getting the same run out that McAllister is. I don't think McAllister's been that great, as I've gone and mentioned. I don't think he's been as influential as I thought he'd be. Yes, I understand he's playing out of position, as some people would like to say. I don't think it's really being out of position. I think if you're a midfielder, you're a midfielder. And do you know what I mean? You should be able to play every facet at the highest level, especially if you're playing for Liverpool. And the types of midfielders that we've got, they're all multifunctional. So look, he's not had the greatest start to his career at Liverpool, but look, lo and behold, I think Klopp loves him. He's going to play him at the base. On the right, I think it's going to be the main man. Some people call him the jerryjam. I like to call him, the Hungarian wizard. He's that guy. He's that man, that Hungarian machine. Boy, proper impressed with him. Obviously, this season, he just has to play. He has to play for Liverpool to have any chance of playing at the moment. It seems like the system is him. If he does well, Liverpool do well, and that's how important he's become to Liverpool. Only 22 or 23 years of age, amazing. On the left, really, really interesting. Of course, we have Jones suspended, so Jones is unavailable after his challenge on Bissouma. So he's still got a couple more games after this. One man and one man only, and it's the main man, Gravenberch. I mean, Gravenberch, or Gravenberch, however you want to go and pronounce it, Gravenberch, perhaps. I think he deserves a start, man. I think he deserves a start. I think he done really, really well in the games that he's gone and played. He's assisted or scored or got on the end of crosses at certain times. Showed his ability. I think he's a very, very, very good player. On the easy, on the eye, I really like the way he moves on the pitch. I'd say he's a more refined Jude Bellingham when he's got on the ball and stuff. Of course, Jude Bellingham's performing at a ridiculous level, but that's the type of profile of player that we've got, and I'd like to go and see what he can offer, man, especially Jones being out. We get to flex our muscles. We've got a lot of number 8s, man, and the likes of Elliott that done really well in international break, but look, I don't think he started for Liverpool. I don't think he was great in the Brighton game. I mean, the one thing he did, which he didn't really do anything, is he let the ball run to Salah, which is obviously good awareness for Salah's goal. Apart from that, he was all right. So for me, I'm going Gravenberch. I think Klopp goes Gravenberch as well. I think he's acclimatized and assimilated into the squad now. I don't think he was selected for international duty, so that's another week. Do you know what I mean? That he's been able to obviously build up his fitness and stamina. So I'm going Gravenberch. On the left, I'll probably go Luis Diaz. We know Jota suspended as well, so it has to be Diaz. Could potentially be Gakpo. However, we haven't seen Gakpo on the left. On the right, for me, it's going to be the main man. Do you know what I mean? The Captain Fantastic, whatever you want to call him, man. Mo Salah. Do you know what I mean? Listen, he's that guy. He's just that guy. I think there's nothing else to say about him. Mo Salah always starts on the right. And up front, a lot of talk, about Nunes. Nunes obviously done really well against Uruguay. I believe he scored a goal against Brazil in international duty, and it's looking like, Nunes is you know what I mean? He's coming into his own. He's starting to show he can get some goals. I think this is actually a perfect game for him. I think it'll be really good to go and see him in a derby. However, a lot of rumours suggesting he obviously left the game and felt a lot of cramp. And if he got a lot of cramp, it means he's quite fatigued. Do I see him starting against Everton? In my opinion, I hope so. I don't think he will, though. I think he will start on the bench. I think what we've seen with these South American players, when they come back from obviously international break, they're quite lax. And I think the two players for me that are affected by that the most are proven to be affected by that the most is Darwin Núñez and McAllister. McAllister, I feel like maybe him swaps out for Endo potentially, and then maybe comes on into the game. Not too sure as of yet. Luis Diaz for me starts. I think he's got a different type of engine. Missed the penalty in the international break as well, so I think he needs to just get in some games and get back to that Liverpool rhythm. I'm going to go with Gakpo. I don't think Núñez starts this game. I think Gakpo starts as a false nine. I think Núñez is going to be an option off the bench, and I think that's the way we're going to set up. So just to reiterate, people, it's Alisson in goal for me, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk making up the back two. Trent obviously at right back. Kostas Tsimikas at left back, coming in for the injured Robertson. We have McAllister at the base of the midfield in the 6 with Gravenberch or Szoboszlai as the 2 8s. Luis Diaz and Gakpo and Salah flanking Cody Gakpo, who's obviously going to be coming in and doing this not inverted, but this false 9. This from cat fur, man. Yuck. Apologies. And obviously doing this kind of false 9 role and maybe getting the likes of Salah and Diaz involved in the game one. I think it can be really, really effective, man. I think us coming in there, I think our midfield can overpower their midfield. Obviously, we know how good Onana can be. I really like Doucouré as well. They have obviously Idrissa Gana Gueye as well, who's obviously he's getting on now. I mean, they're about 33 or so. At one point, he's a really good player for Everton. And I mean, he got his move to PSG and done actually quite well over there as well. So for me, I just see us overwhelming this team and then going forward, the likes of Salah, Diaz and Gakpo. I mean, Nunes off the bench, Doak off the bench. We've got so many options. For me, this is I mean, like we should be able to obviously turn them over. The last thing I'm going to obviously get into, people, is the score predictions. And for me, I'm going to go bold. I'm going to go bold, guys. That's my Portuguese accent. Yeah, I'm going to go bold. For me, I'm going to be optimistic yet again. I think we get a clean sheet and we win 3-0. 3-0 at home against Everton. I don't think they have enough firepower to beat us. Set pieces might be their only joy. I think Dyche is struggling at the moment with this team. There's not a lot of cohesion in the same way that there was at Burnley. So when he's asking them to do certain tactics, it's not really working for them at the moment. They're on a better run than they have been on. Do you know what I mean? In the last 16 games, but still, it's not been good enough. And I just see Liverpool terrorizing them, man. Terrorizing them. I'm not going to lie. If we were to go and lose, this will be me, man. Because I'm putting my faith in this team for once. Do you know what I mean? I'm a wrong un. Me and G are wrong uns, but I'm putting my faith in this team. I see an easy 3-0 win for Liverpool. I don't see Everton scoring. I think we keep another clean sheet. And I think hopefully we can build from there. This is what I want us. I want us to build from these clean sheets. Let me know in the comments, people, what your score predictions are. Let me know, obviously, what you think about the lineup that obviously I've gone and provided. That's what obviously I want to go and see. Obviously, this is going to probably come out in the morning. So prepping everyone for that game. I might drop it. Yeah, I'm going to drop it in the morning about 9 a.m. That's going to be live 9 a.m. So listen, hope you're enjoying your breakfast. I mean, smash a like again. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new to the channel. There won't be a watch along for this game. I've got some stuff I need to sort out. However, obviously, I will be doing tactics board afterwards, and that will definitely be on the Sunday. So I look forward to that. Obviously, people, stay blessed. It's been the Jerry James Show, and we are out. Take it easy. Boom.